Hello everyone, happy Monday. Here in the U.S., this is what we call a federal holiday. It's where pretty much everybody, almost everybody, gets to take a day off work to celebrate what we call Labor Day. Now, Labor Day was created to recognize people, the workers throughout the U.S., and to kind of take a day off and just regroup and remember that it's the person who labors for the company that makes the company. So, having said that, I wanted to take this morning or this afternoon a Christian approach to it and talk about our jobs, how we should conduct ourselves doing our jobs, and 6 different concepts about our jobs that most people don't think about. Because believe it or not, our jobs are important, and honestly, it's one of the best areas that you can be the best witness to the world. And I'm going to go through that right now, okay? So, 6 points. Our first one is our work is a gift from God to do your best because it's an offering of gratitude. Yep, you heard it right. I said your job is an offering to God because we need to present it to God as a gift of gratitude. And in Colossians 3 verse 23 it says, work willingly at whatever you do as though you were working for the Lord rather than people. Wow, that's pretty good, isn't it? I actually love that verse because no matter what we do, we have to remember one thing, that everything comes from God. When we're given a gift of a job, we need to recognize it just as that, as a gift. Now, most people don't want to sit there and say, well, my job's a gift. A lot of people don't want to go there. They don't like it. But the Bible tells us that we have to recognize that it is a gift from God. So we need to treat it as such and do our best. Now, a lot of us have been laid off from our jobs for quite some time now because of the COVID virus. I am not going to lie to you. I want to go back to work so bad, it's unreal. Because I know that my job was truly a gift. It was something that God had given me. So I want to go back to work. I want to make money for my family again. And I want to help others. So remember that first thing is our jobs are a gift from God. So the second one is this. Now, we work, but what about rest? We have to remember that our rest is also a gift from God, so we have to keep from forgetting it. So in other words, don't forget that our rest is also a gift from God, and we need to use it and do it as an offering to God. Exodus 20 verses 9 through 10 says, 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work. Wow, what an excuse to loaf when you really think about it. Here in America, especially America, we have this trait, if you will, and motto that the harder you work, the more you work, the better off you're going to be. And that's not true. That's certainly not biblical. Because the Sabbath, the 7th day, is to be taken off, and we're not supposed to do anything. God takes that very seriously. Our form of work, or our form of offering to God, is to take a day off from doing everything. It says that, or you shall not do any work. None. Zilch. Nada. We need to seriously remember that. But too many people, what they do is they take 5-day work week, then they take the 2-day weekend and work and do everything around the house on the Sabbath, on the 7th day, and say, oh, well, that's not taking a day off from work. That's just me taking care of the things that need taken care of around the house, or it will never get done. Well, you know what? Tough. It's still the 7th day is a Sabbath, and you're supposed to rest from work. So what part of rest don't you understand? We need to rest. We need to refuel for the upcoming week. But most importantly, we need to remember that that's God's commandment. So next thing we ought to or need to remember is that our work is an example of godly character. And how we carry out our job is extremely important. Matthew 5 verse 16 says, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." So here's the deal. I'm not going to lie, I know a lot of people there don't like your job. A lot of people listening, they aren't into it. They think it's a horrible thing, when it's really not. First of all, it's a gift from God. Secondly, we need to be doing it to the best of our ability and putting our entire ethical code in it. We need to be on time. We don't need to be grumbling because other people are watching. Now, if they see this guy over there who's always complaining about his job, late, goes to lunch, comes back an hour and a half later, 30 minutes late, what are they going to say? They're going to say, well, there goes that Christian. Boy, he really shows us. But that is and can be a very bad example for others to see, because other people look at that and they just go, man, what's different between that Christian and us? But yet, if we show up for work on time, if we're happy, if other people want to see us come into work and miss us when we have to take a day off, then we're being a better example for Jesus Christ. They're going, man, look at that guy. Those Christians, boy, they not only have fun at whatever they're doing, but they're always on time. That must be a pretty cool God they worship. Yeah, does that sound basic? Does that sound like nobody you've ever seen do before? Probably. But the reality is people see and they look at how we conduct ourselves at work, and they match that with our faith. So the next thing is we need to be content with our work. Psalm 128 verse 2 says, "You shall eat the fruit of the labor of your hands. You shall be blessed, and it shall be well with you." So it shall be well with you. Once again, work is a blessing. It really is. It's a gift from God. So part of going along with doing your job and doing it well is being happy and being content. We need to be content with the job we have. Does that mean you're not always looking for other jobs or something? Of course not. Especially if God just plops it down in your lap, that's a good thing. That gives a thumbs up. You know what I mean? But we need to be content with the job that we do have, no matter what the circumstances are. And a lot of people will say things like, well, you know what? It doesn't pay enough. I can barely make it. But the truth of the matter is you can make it with God's blessing. Whatever we do here on earth, however much money we make, is it going to matter in the long run? Stop being superficial. Stop being here in the now, and think about the eternity, the eternal consequences of everything we do, including work. We can learn to be happy in all circumstances. And it's interesting too, because once again, I always refer back to this. If you look at a lot of the New Testament that was written by the Apostle Paul, it was written by him while he was imprisoned. And if you read those epistles, you'll see him just grinning, saying, "Glory be to God." I mean, he's sitting there in jail, chained up, facing possible execution or torture, and he's still happy in the Lord. If he can do that, we can be happy with our jobs. So another point is, our jobs, let's face it, can be very stressful at times. But when it becomes stressful, overwhelming, all-consuming of our lives, and we become miserable because of that burden, we need to remember Matthew 11 verse 28 when it says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." So now we've gotten to the point to our jobs become burdensome or stressful, and it's hard to be happy. It's hard to be cheerful. It's hard to do it right. when everybody else is getting all the recognition and all the promotions, when we have an unfair leader who takes advantage of us, makes us work overtime, not getting paid and things like that, it can cause stress. And that's a natural human reaction. So what we need to be doing with that stress when we become stressed out from our jobs is going to the Lord. Take it to the Lord. Don't try to sit there and internalize it, rationalize it. Take it to God. Pray, dear Lord, I am so stressed out about this job. I put it in your hands. I commend it to you, Lord, to take care of so that I can honor you. It's hard to do, it really is. But the fact of the matter is, guys, is we're really called to do our job, do it well, with a grateful heart. If it becomes so stressful to you, if it starts becoming stressful to you, nip it in the bud, take it to the Lord, and ask Him to relieve that stress. Because we have to remember that's what God's for. He's here. We can't do it on our own. And finally, our work can be a sign of righteous pride. Righteous pride. Two types of pride. One pride that says, look at all I've done. And the other pride, and that's the unrighteous pride. The righteous pride says, look at what I've done through Jesus Christ. So that's the righteous pride. So remember, our work can be a sign of righteous pride. Use it as your offering. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 22 says, nothing is better for a man than he should eat and drink, and that his soul, still working on the dentures and getting the list taken care of, and that his soul should enjoy good in his labor. So, good in his labor. Shall enjoy good in his labor. Remember, people, when we do a job well done, doesn't it feel good? I mean, how many times have you done a job that somebody says, can't be done? You do it really well. You pray to God, please don't give me the stress, take the stress away from me, and let me do this job to your glory. And then other people turn around and say, man, how did you do that job? Well, God got me through it. And it wasn't that hard. They see that. They see that you have pride in your God. They see that you're not taking credit for it, that you're giving credit to God, and that becomes a sense of righteous pride. So there it is in a nutshell, 6 quick things I thought about as far as this Labor Day goes, and recognizing our jobs, how we should handle it, how we should approach our jobs, and how we should do our jobs to glorify Jesus Christ. Anyway, I know a lot of you won't see this until tomorrow because you have the day off. That's fantastic. Let's pray that we all get our jobs back soon, that we're all able to go back soon, that this COVID thing goes away, and that we all go back to being a world of peace and love again. So I pray for these things for you, and pray for them for me. So love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for hanging out. If you like this video or any of my other videos, you can go down to the lower left-hand corner here, and there's a little red box that says subscribe. Please feel free to subscribe. And there's also a thumbs up video here where you can click it. Please click that thumbs up video and put a comment in there and say hi and just tell me what you think. Anyway, have a fantastic Labor Day. For all of you who are working, thank you for everything you do. Sorry you did not get the day off, but take pride in it. So, having said that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will catch you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, guys.